Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. I am the Maize Man. Before we get started, make sure you hit the like button, share this with your friends and family on social media and abound, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, if you are on mobile, be sure to hype the video so that we get this to more listeners and viewers. That said, we are here to talk what recruits are saying after Michigan's win over Purdue, plus major injury update, all that, and of course, I'm upset. No disrespect, respectfully, but disrespectfully, it's disrespect. Don't be disrespectful. Those vile, disgusting Spartans, poor little bro, man. And I'm gonna tell them where I'm at. That vile, disgusting cesspool in Columbus, the other state, and of course, as always, I'm upset. Let's start with the upsetting injury news that Michigan star running back Justice Haynes will undergo surgery on his injured foot. You might have saw Haynes on the scooter with the foot in a boot during Michigan's win over Purdue. Haynes, of course, injured that foot in the previous game, his first game back from an upper body injury, by the way, against Michigan State. Sometime later in that game, he injured the foot, a game where he ran for over 100 yards, like he's been doing really every game that he's played except for USC. By the way, every game that he started and finished, he has run for over 100 yards. He was leading Power 4 conference players, period, in rush yards per game at 122.4. He was leading the Big Ten in rush yards per attempt at 7.1 per carry. For the season, he has 121 carries for 857 yards and 10 touchdowns. Incredible season that he was having. In fact, at one point during the season, I was saying that he should be in the Heisman candidacy in terms of what he was doing and producing on the field. That was before, of course, that USC game where he was injured initially, in an unrelated injury, by the way, to the foot. But either way, Justice Haynes to undergo surgery. Now, there is some hope within Michigan's camp that he can be back at some point this season. If you ask me, talking about a surgery, I think that's at least a month away in terms of him being able to return to the field, which would make that, in my opinion, after Ohio State, which would mean that Michigan would either have to make the playoff or he would come back during a bowl game, which I just don't see happening. If it's a bowl game, I don't think Justice Haynes comes back, so this may be the last time Michigan fans get to see Justice Haynes was the Michigan State game. If Michigan runs the table for the rest of the regular season, and that includes beating the other state, then and only then could I see Justice Haynes making a return to the Maize and Blue in a playoff situation. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Do you think he returns this season? Do you think it's over in terms of him playing for Michigan, suiting up for the Wolverines? Just to go over a little more of his stats, he was averaging 3.7 yards per carry after contact, 456 total yards after contact. Justice Haynes was having himself a season, ladies and gentlemen, and it's really sad that it's going to come to an end. At least it looks that way right now. That being said, Jordan Marshall, who just celebrated a birthday yesterday, happy birthday to Jordan Marshall, has been more than serviceable. He has ran the ball 124 times for 729 yards, which is good enough for 5.9 a carry and 9 touchdowns himself, including a career high an 84-yard game with 3 touchdowns against Purdue. Jordan Marshall is absolutely him, all right? Jordan Marshall is running back one for 90% of programs in America. If Justice Haynes wasn't here, Jordan Marshall would have been the starting running back for Michigan. That said, he is now thrust into a position where he will be the starting running back for Michigan for the foreseeable future here, especially this season. But that doesn't mean that Michigan isn't going to need the help of the rest of those guys in the running back room, including Jasper Parker, including Bryson Kuzdal, including someone that we haven't heard a lot about this season after he had a hand injury, Micah Kapana, who I think could help Michigan in a myriad of ways, including kick return. He has elite speed, and I don't think that Michigan has yet fully utilized Micah Kapana in the ways that he could be utilized. That said, Jordan Marshall is a stud, and he will be more than serviceable in replacing Justice Haynes in the upcoming weeks. Talk about it in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Do you think Jordan Marshall can replace Justice Haynes? Do you think Justice Haynes is going to come back and play at some point this season? Talk to me in the comment section. Michigan had a lot of talent on tap for their 5-point win over Purdue, including in-state wide receiver Dakota Garant. Michigan also had flip target Aiden Reeder on campus. He is currently committed to Wisconsin, a linebacker. He was also there, but there's also some 2027 talent on tap, including Crew Jones out of Millville, Utah. He's a 4-star edge. He had this to say about his trip to the Big House, saying it was electric. Definitely a big stage to play on. Coaches were fun to be around, and I really like how they would use me. Campus is huge. Ann Arbor has a cool vibe. And speaking about what coaches he connected with, he said he connected with defensive line coach Lou Esposito and head coach Jerome Moore. He said that they want to play him early if he were to come to Michigan. He also spent time with Coach McPhee, saying, I really like him. He would be a good one to learn from. So we'll keep you posted on Crew Jones as well as some others that visited the Michigan Wolverines during their win over Purdue as more information becomes available. But as far as Crew, 6'4.5", 233-pounder, ranked the 155th player in the country, the 18th ranked edge, and the number 2 player in the state of Utah. Crew Jones, an absolute stud in his own right, and he wasn't the only edge rusher that Michigan had on campus, because Miles Smith, an in-state target, was also there. Miles, yet unranked 2027 prospect out of Farmington Hills, attends Farmington High School. He was on campus. He also had good things to say about Michigan, saying the visit was good. They gave me a warm welcome. And I talked to a lot of different players and coaches. They showcased how they play football. I was talking to Coach Esposito, and he was talking about where I could play and fit in with the team, how I would develop, how the school is top notch. So Michigan making some impressions with both Miles Smith and Crew Jones, both of whom are edge rushers. We'll see what happens with both of those guys in the 2027 class. So Michigan definitely has some time to keep working on the both of them. They weren't the only visitors, as in-state tight end prospect Anthony Cartwright was also on deck. 4-star composite tight end, is ranked 290th in the nation, the number 18 tight end and the number 5 prospect in the state of Michigan for 2027. He attends Detroit Country Day School. That's the same school as Fab 5 member Chris Webber, of course, out of Franklin, Michigan. He had this to say about his trip to the Big House, saying This was a great visit. The game was a hard-fought game for both teams, so I'm glad I got to see a great, well-played game. I can almost expect that the fans will bring energy every time that I visit Michigan, because there hasn't been a Michigan game that I've been to yet where the fans weren't loud and excited. You can really tell that not only does the team and coaching staff care about the program, but the fans do also. Every time I go to a game, they're showing all love. So Anthony Cartwright had a good time. It looks like Crew Jones and Mr. Smith had a good time. Talk to me in the comment section. Which of these guys, or all of them, or none of them, talk to me about who you would like to see Michigan land in the 2027 class. That said, thought this would be a weekend where Michigan could land Aiden Reeder. Unfortunately, he hasn't committed yet or flipped from Wisconsin yet. Not sure how to read that one. I definitely pegged Michigan to land him this weekend, but we'll see what happens. Keep it locked to the channel for more information. Be sure to follow me on my socials at Maize Madman. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We are back at it tonight with Maize out Monday. We'll have a special guest co-host, so tune in for that. And as always, stay angry, my friends. I'm upset.
Ladies and gentlemen, this might be our best season ever. My ratings, they're about to go through the roof.
All right, now I'ma calm down. So I just don't get that all that Maize and that lock and all that puff. I just don't get it. So and how the
Oh my God, we're shutting the damn live down. Good night, everybody.